Yo, welcome back, everyone. Ooh, do we got a crazy one today? Nope, not that Forbidden City, but another one. I'd like to thank whoever it was that posted these pictures from ASTANA, Kazakhstan, because seeing those pictures, that got me right away to try and look at all this stuff. To try and go to this location and oh man, I mean, there is just more to the pictures. Look at that egg there. We'll go through that in a second. Ugh, look at this. I mean, the pyramids are just everywhere. Well, not, I mean, yeah, the pyramids are everywhere on Earth, but the symbolism is everywhere in this town. This is just absolutely insane. Once again, another crazy find here on Tartarian Airlines. And this has been called the Illuminati capital of the world. As you saw from the beginning, those photos, they confirm that. And this also happens to be the very last capital built in the world. Most countries obviously already have a capital. This one was moved and created. They say, like Washington, D.C., that this city was planned in advance. Ain't that the truth? So, yeah, here are some real life photos of this capital in Kazakhstan. And no, there is no free energy going on there, at least given to the peasants. As you see here, coal is 70% of its energy source, probably more now. There's no free energy going on here that is utilized by the civilian population. And there are very few residential buildings in general, like very few. They actually call this a ghost town, other than the tourists that are there, because of the lack of residents in that town. So this is actually considered a ghost town by all intents and purposes. All these buildings, they're all mostly used by the government, or they are ran by the government. Like that crazy black statue that was the art museum, the World Art Museum. And most politicians don't even live there. They all fly in. Like, they fly in from the other capital, like the original capital. How much sense does that make? Anyways, I mean, look, they had hotels there. You can't tell me that a politician can't have a free room there. I mean, I'm sure they do, but I don't know what their other home looks like in the other part of Kazakhstan. But to me, this looks even nicer than most places in America. And people consider America the number one place to live because of our freedoms, our guns, our rights that are slowly slipping away year by year. So, to me, a brand new town, yeah, if I'm a politician or a world leader or whatever that is, supposed to go there all the time, I would, want to stay there and move my family there. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? But to me, it's already kind of fishy whenever all the politicians actually fly in to do their governing. Well, I mean, it's kind of like Washington, D.C., right? I mean, they are all representing different states. And so, for the most part, they like to be in their state. And they fly in to Washington. So I guess it's the same thing. I just, now we're leading up. I'm just giving y'all a little foreplay before we get to the good stuff. We're looking around. Obviously, we see some things already in the distance that catch the eye. But we're just going to look around at everything else first. Do what we do here on this channel. As you can see clearly, the cut-in port over there. But I also just want to look at the other buildings. I want to compare, before I get there. I want to compare the other buildings to see what we're looking at. That looks like a prison. Um, that actually reminds me. I really want to do like a prison video, all the crazy prisons in the world, and do some stories on them. But this is just awesome. I mean, I live here in Texas, and there's no sheds out here like that. That would be really cool, to tell you the truth. Like, why don't we build like that here? You know what I mean? Like, like to me, that just seems pretty awesome. That seems like a really awesome building. I'm attracted to pyramids, and that's a three-sided pyramid. I think everyone in the world is probably attracted to pyramids, and that's why they built them, to attract everyone and to be like, whoa, look at that. We don't know. There could be a building here. What I'm about to show you shows and proves that they cover up things. What they don't, we've already seen in some of those other videos where I was flying on the plane, and then the patches of land were just disappearing or completely just changing as we got too close to some things. So we already know that Microsoft adds and detracts buildings and land. So we can't really trust everything here that we see. But, they do scan the land, and, all that does match up, so there are some truths to this software. And for the most part, I'd say it's like 90% accurate. You know what I mean? Maybe even higher. There are some updates that actually go in and add more detail to specific sites of interest. This looks like the beginning of hell. The beginning of the satanic buildings. That's a big egg building. Keep in mind the eggs. And I don't know. I didn't want to do too much more research, but apparently there's like some god or whatever, and like a bird laid an egg, some crazy thing, and the world is split up into 3 different things. I forget the name. One day I'm going to go into like Greek gods and, bit by bit what they did or whatever. But for now, I'm just all about the terrain. That should be a huge tower. You can see the silhouette. You see the silhouette is actually exactly what it should be. Yeah, it should be a sphere with the things on it. I just noticed that right now. Because when I was thinking, I was going through the editing process of this and where I'm going to add words and pictures and stuff. There should be, you know what, let me add a picture real quick. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, you see the smaller egg there. And that's supposed to represent this crazy bird laying an egg on the tree. That's supposed to be the tree of life. And there's an egg that gets up there, and there's a snake that goes up the tree. So already we got strike number 1 on Microsoft Flight Simulator. That building, hold on, let me get you another picture. All right, there we go. Yeah, so those pillars are not represented properly, and that building is just doesn't even look like that building. We've already seen how detailed they can get buildings, right? I just guess they just really haven't updated it, or maybe they, don't want us to see everything. I'm gonna give them a benefit of a doubt and say that they just haven't updated this section, this city. Sure, they got the streets right, they got the profile of the canal right, and, like I said, like 90% of the buildings there look kind of correct. But it seems like the most important ones, no, they don't have them. They don't have that tower in the middle with the egg on top. Those 2 towers right there, those are completely different. And then the government building, presidential palace, it just doesn't even look, I'm sure that's the outline, that's a profile, but it doesn't look anything like it. It looks like a freaking Best Buy or something, just looks like a regular building. Look at that, looks like an Illuminati eye right there with the triangle, 100%. And this phoenix, if that's a phoenix rising, but I think it's like a bird that laid an egg on that tower, like I said. the tree of life. I'm sure some of y'all know about that. I'm really more interested in the land and how it looks. I also included those real photos, and this just does no justice at all. So let's take a look at the real picture. It looks amazing. Got the water in there. Oh, that's weird. In the head, it has like a creek, maybe like a snake. I don't know. And the freaking pyramid. Like, man, how much more Egyptian can you get? But where's the pyramid? You know what I mean? Those, those people, they're just trying to hide this. They could have put a pyramid there. They put a pyramid on that shed. It was a 3-sided pyramid. You know what I mean? So like, why not put it? That's why I think they either they didn't update this, or they're really just trying to hide. On the basement level, where you go in there, where you walk in there on the bottom, that's what you walk into. That's the theater. That's the bread and circus to keep the plebes entertained. And you see the sun on the top. This is all sun worship. And you see they're below the feet of the religious leaders that meet there to discuss on how to bring together all religions for the new world order, for the one world, one religion system. Here's the very top, satanic sun worship. Just complete garbage. Yeah, no wonder Microsoft left that one out. You know what I mean? It's every single Illuminati symbolism exists in this town. This is a Freemason Illuminati world headquarter. Without a doubt. This has to be. Maybe like that lady was saying, or whoever posted the first pictures that I saw about this town. Maybe she was right that all the world leaders go here or put their money here or something, because how can some place like Kazakhstan, the middle where Borat is from, how can a place where Borat is from look better than Chicago, where the most amazing World's Fair was held? Did you see that town? And you're gonna see, I was supposed to do that video, the Chicago World Fair, and the 2 crazy World Fairs that were there, that just blew my mind. I was supposed to be putting that one out, and I have that one maybe halfway finished. And then I saw just crazy stuff while I was doing other flights, and then this. So it's like every time I log into Facebook, I just see new crazy stuff, and I'm like, wow, I gotta go search that. I gotta go see for myself. And so that's what this is. I kind of put the World Fair one, but it's like, man, Chicago was way better than this at one point. And now it's the trash heap of America. It has more murders than Afghanistan and Iraq. I mean, just look at all this. Look at that square. That's like I don't even want to say what those symbols are, okay? I know what that square symbol is that goes in on itself. I'm not going to say, though, but I do know what some of these symbols mean, and I'm sure you do too. And some of these symbols are in the FBI database for special groups or people that like to do things to smaller people, I would say. So now I'm just looking to see like where all this shit begins. Like, this looks pretty normal out there, and then boom, we start to see lines and circles. Let's take a look down further again. Now we saw that this is kind of where it begins. There might be, I'm sure that house doesn't look like that based on what we're going off of now and what we've seen. We really can't trust what the actual houses or buildings look like because they hide it. But like hidden in plain sight that they like to do, they leave the lines everywhere for us to see and talk about and expose because they want us to. Look at that crazy building to the left. I didn't even stop by it. I guess I do. No, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's probably completely different. Whatever that was. So, yeah, I don't know what all these buildings are because they say there's very little residential buildings, but yet there's all these high rises here, right? Is this all buildings, or let's go back to here. Boom. Look at that. They freaking hit it. It's there. It was there the whole time. They put something on top of it. Now, I think it's much bigger than that. I think. But they just completely just put a building over it. Those motherfuckers. Gosh, I'm so mad. They make me so mad. Look at that. It's just right in our faces. Yeah, I don't have the type of blood pressure to be doing these types of videos, man. I mean, and I just can't keep it to myself, right? I mean, like, I don't know. I'm the type of person, if I see something and I think it's cool, I'm just going to share it. But these motherfuckers, they just lie to us, man. Or, I don't know, whatever, dude. I mean, don't know what to say at this time other than this is what it is, the Illuminati, capital of the world. As you can see, this is the Illuminati, capital of the world. The Illuminadonkeys. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. This is the Illumidonkey, capital of the world. Because they're a bunch of you know what I mean? I'm really trying to, I have a bad mouth, okay? I'm not the most, I just say what I say. I don't even think about it usually, okay? But anyways, look at that. I don't even know what that is. That is just as big as one of those little courtyards there. I mean, just one whole section that by itself is, that's like probably a quarter mile, or that's probably a half a mile street right there. So it's, 1.5 square mile freaking pyramid there. But whatevs, we live in their world that they create for us. We just wake up, pay their taxes for them to build stuff like this. I'm sure the United States gave Kazakhstan all kinds of billions of dollars for something, right? I mean, they have natural resources. They have coal, they have natural gas, and whatever. But I'm sure that they got money from us, 100%. Anyways, see y'all later.